Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny and today we're going to finish the fuel system. We're going to install the pump with the pressure regulator. Basically what I did, I removed the power steering pump because it was on the way, and this pump is a little thicker than the OEM one, so it'll fit, but the problem is I have no room just to put my fingers and to thread the bolts. So basically this is like a racing pump. It will make between 6 and 10 psi. The way that it works is basically this lever right here goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Is moving by an eccentric piece that is attached to the camshaft. I'll show you guys. I'll put a picture somewhere. And basically when the engine turns, that eccentric piece is pushing this lever back, and then this spring right here is pushing it up, so it's going up and down, and then that'll make like the vacuum inside the pump to pull the gas out of the tank. One of the good things about this pump is that you guys can remove those screws here and rotate the assembly just to relocate the ports, which we're gonna do it because I think we're a little off. So let me show you guys how it looks inside the car. Alright guys, this opening right here is on the timing cover. That's the hole for the fuel pump. It's going like this. The holes are not like 100% aligned because remember there's an eccentric piece inside pushing down. The first time that I tried, it was super off, like something around like this. Is because obviously the eccentric piece, it was pushing more. So what I did is I just turned the engine several times until I find like the closest position. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of pressure when we drive the bolts in to keep that in place. I just did a little mark here because when I put the pump in place, I noticed that my inlet, it's slightly off because my hard line from the tank is coming this way. So we're gonna have to try to keep the inlet and the fuel line from the tank in a roughly straight line. So I'm gonna just move the whole assembly just a little bit to keep it, straight. Let's do it. So before removing, just be careful because we don't want to like lose anything, the components inside. So I don't know if it's something loose. It's my first time removing this, but no, that's not the case. So there's our mark. The inlet port, I think will be something around there, because yep. It's not gonna be center. Alright guys, one of the things that I noticed is not all the holes around the casting has threads on it, so you won't be able to move just one step. You just can move like every two steps. So my mark is right here and the inlet is right here, so it's gonna be off anyways. So keep that in mind. And another suggestion that I got, it's if you guys have to remove this to relocate the ports, once you start installing the screws, just put the screws in place, tighten it by hand, every screw. So put it in place before to start tightening it down, because if you tighten this down and then go to the following one, or I will suggest going in the next pattern. But if you tie this down and then go to the next one, it's going to be super hard to like move the membrane here and everything to put everything in place. So I'll suggest just put every screw in place before to start tying it down. All right. So now we're gonna install the fittings on the ports. Okay, those are 3/8 fittings, the thread, and they're 5/16 because my fuel line is 5/16. They're stainless steel. It's because I just wanted to keep like same color, but you can use the regular ones if you wanted to. And I'm gonna recommend some thread sealant. Some people use Teflon tape. I don't think it's gonna work because we're gonna have fuel here. Probably the fuel is gonna eat the tape. Maybe, I don't know. So I'll prefer to go with this. So let's see. So when you apply this, try to stay away from the top because we don't want that inside the pump. We can tighten everything more down when it's in place because I don't have a vice grip or anything to keep this like in place while I'm just turning the crank. So we will do that when we get into the car. All right, we got the ports in place, so now it's time to go into the car. All right, we are ready to go into the car. The pump comes with the hardware. It with some lug washers. Also, before the installation, you need to put the gasket in place and also add some grease on the lever because we don't want that totally dry when we start the car. I think that's a lot, but it's not going to hurt anything. So I ended up using this because the casting here, all those parts, it won't let me get like straight. So I use that and then tied everything down. Just don't go crazy. In my case, I use an aluminum timing cover. So don't go crazy with that. Now let's tighten the ports. Oh, this is not the right one. All right, we have the pump in place. We tied down the fittings. This is our fuel line coming from the tank. It's super off anyways. When I rotate it, the inlet ended up like here. When I take it out of the box, it was like this. So basically it's the same either way. So I just leave it like that and then go with a hose in an S shape with a filter on the middle. So now we're gonna have to install the regulator here at the apron. Basically I just connect the elbow that is going to the carburetor, and this is the plate to hold it that it came with a regulator. So it's something like this, and I will say somewhere around that. That way it won't hit the shock tower. I think it's a good place. I just mark the holes. We're going to do some pilot holes. We got it in place. It's going to be like this. Basically, my setup is going to be like this. So this is the inlet, the fuel coming from the pump, and we got two outlets. One of the outlets, I'm going to install this elbow facing to the carburetor, and I'm going to install this other one here. Some people will cap it off, but I'll install this elbow with this reducer right here, and we will put the gouge here, and then this one for the inlet. So same process. We're going to use the sealant, clean the excess, and then install to the plate. So we have the regulator in place. Use 2 screws from the bottom, and also I add some rubber pieces on the bottom to help it with the vibration. Okay, so now it's time to install the gouge. We have it in place, so now it's time to install all the lines, the rubber lines. Let's measure roughly the line, and then we'll cut it. Alright guys, it was really difficult just to film because I didn't have a place to put the camera, but basically, so we got the line coming from the tank, the filter, make sure you install the filter in the right position with the right flow. The inlet can go into the pump, the outlet to the regulator, and then from the regulator all the way to the carburetor. All right, so it's pretty simple. When I was installing this line right here, I just committed a mistake. and I connected to the inlet instead of the outlet, but I just found out, and I just repaired the mistake. Basically, that's how it is. All right, guys, basically that was it. Some things that I want to point out just to make sure. Just be careful with your lines. Connecting those, I committed a mistake that I put the inlet of the regulator to the inlet of the pump, so it doesn't make any sense. Just make sure you connect all your lines correctly, as well as the fuel filter. Usually they come with an arrow, that way you will know which direction you should install it. I put it before the pump because I like it that way. Some people, I saw them installing after, but I like it before, so it's up to you. I don't know if there's any explanation, but I like it before. What else? Install some rubber underneath the regulator to help it with the vibration. It didn't come with it, but thankfully I got some rubber, like kind of a gasket. Like, it's not a gasket, it's like a washer that I got under my toolbox, so I put 2 of those. That's pretty much it. Don't go crazy with the bolts. If your timing cover, it's aluminum. So now I'm going to install this steering pump back, but that's not part of the video. So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.